Hello there folks again. Yeah, Steve here, out for a walk. I thought I'd extend my little series, Law on Legs. Law being derived from folklore and legs deriving from legal. It's a little bit windy, so I hope you can hear me. I just want to address the issue of inalienable rights. Now, just catch my breath. Inalienable rights. Actually, it should be pronounced inalienable rights. So where does the word come from? Well, you all know the word alien. It actually should also be pronounced alien, probably. The word lien is an old word for the word lane. Lane is like the stone I have lain. The stone is laying on the ground. You know what I mean? Slain is like when something's killed and laying on the ground. Lane, lien, liability, all words that are connected. You see, lane. So it's kind of connected to the earth. It's laying on the earth. Alien is not connected to the earth. It's obvious, yeah. So if you go to another country, you're not an alien, you're a foreigner. But if you come from outer space, you're an alien or alien. Is like, it's a Greek addition to mean kind of not. So lien would be of the earth, alien would be not of the earth, yeah? So inalienable means something that cannot be extracted from that. It's inalienable is basically means it cannot be removed from the earth because it is of the earth. You know, these are also religious concepts. To me, the Bible and such books are largely legal documents. I might rattle a few cages there, but I'll talk about that on another video. The legal fiction of the Bible. So we've got the earth, yeah? Now, I don't know if you've heard of Freeman on the land. The problem with Freeman on the land is that the land is where you land when you birth. Yeah. So when you come from the sea to land, you are landing. And so being on the land, it's like if you go to another country, you are a foreigner. And in essence, inalienable rights apply to freeman of the earth. So really, true freedom is being a freeman of the earth and not on the land. Why is that, right? Well, if you're born of the earth, okay, so your mother ate food, drank water, everything she is a part of Mother Earth. So when you're born, you're also a part of Mother Earth. But in the birth process, in the nativity process, you become a national. You land, you birth from your mother's water. And the mother's water, because the mother is considered like a maritime entity, like a vessel in law, then all of those products, that cargo of that vessel, is considered also to be born onto the land. So the land is really a concept of travel. You know, things land, boats land, spaceships land. Landing isn't really a fixed thing. Whereas the earth, because your mother ate the earth, and because you were made of the earth, and if you look in the Bible and other religious books, they'll all show that we come from the earth, yeah. So it is our own. The earth owns us, and we own the earth because it's our own. If I says this is my own hand, you couldn't deny that because it's a part of me. It's my own. I own this hand. It's my own. See, so the word "my own" and ownership, and it's to do with not just possession or holding. It's to do with actually being a part of. Like, somebody who has a child, it's their own child because it's a part of their own flesh and blood, in a sense. So nobody can remove from you the fact that you own the earth as much as every other living thing on this earth. That is a right. Nobody can remove that from you, nobody. And because we're born into a world where it's already set up and there's already laws, we've instantly got this kind of attitude that we're lower than everything else because we came after. Now, it's not like that. There is a reason why authority works, and it's logical, it's moral, it's logical, it's something else. But the fact is, every man, woman and child, well, man and woman, young or old, on this planet owns this planet because this planet owns them. You can't leave the planet. So somebody comes up to you and says, you can't live on this planet. That's a bit weird, isn't it? The thing about land is like a country. It's topographical and it can be defined and it can be turned into domain and dominated. And then jurisdictions, legal processes can be created by kings and authorities that bind us. But essentially, if we're truly sovereign, if we're truly individual, truly independent, and we can prove that we are responsible and reliable, we are liable for our own actions, then really nobody can take those rights away from us. You can't take other people's rights away. You see, laws and rights are different things. Rights, you can't get somebody else to give you your rights. You can't demand rights. It's difficult to enforce somebody else's rights. Rights can't be taken away. And an inalienable right is, for example, air, water, food, nature, travel, all of these things that natural law would give us. So there's a lot of questions that I'll just move nearer this tree because I think the wind's picking up. There's a lot of questions that arises out of these concepts. You might think, well, yeah, what use is it? I can't really give the answers. It would be like saying, you coming to me and saying, oh, how do I chat up my girlfriend? Or how do I apologise to somebody? It doesn't work. You can give them clues and tips and you can give them the basic concepts, but you cannot tell somebody how to chat up a girl, really. Or a boy. It has to come out of your own heart at the end of the day. But one example, for example, if you're claiming social security and living in a house, you're living on social welfare, whatever you call it in your country, say in the UK. In Thatcher's Britain back in the 80s when I left school, there was no work and I went on the dole. I claimed social security and I got my house paid for. And the thing is that back then, when Thatcher was in Britain, everybody says to me, even the teachers, hang on, everybody says to me, everybody said, oh yeah, there's no jobs, so go on the dole. So back then it wasn't really a problem to go on the dole, nobody scoffed at you. But ever increasingly, people tend to say, oh yeah, those people who are claiming off the dole are just parasites to the government. Not true, it's not true, right? Okay, if say Coca-Cola went to Pepsi and says, okay Pepsi, we'll pay you a minimum wage to stay out of competition, to stay out of business, to just sit there and to be one of the people and to not interact in commerce, then that would be a massive advantage to the one company and a disadvantage to the other. So in essence, by me or you taking that benefit money, we are giving the commercial market a better competition. They're paying you to stay out of competition, really. And there's all this guilt tripping going on, making people think. But really, if you think about it, your inalienable rights to live would mean that as you're born on this earth, you could demand a piece of land that was large enough to live on. You could also demand the fact that because telephones and money and all of these things that have become into play, because they've dominated the world, they also become a part of humanity. Nobody can say, I own the concept to the telephone, or I own the concept of hot water or the wheel. Nobody can say that. There's a bit of a difficulty about patent law and copyright law, and I'll go into that on other videos. But they're only disputes, you see. Inalienable rights cannot be taken away. So, have a consider about it. Are you a free man on the land, or are you a free man of the earth? Now, I don't know if this concept's been put out there or not. I'm risking it here. A lot of people are into the free man on the land thing. I'm not trying to knock it, I'm trying to improve it. Alright guys, I'll leave it at that on this one. So check out Inalienable Rights. Cheerio.